Happy birthday, Lynn!
Okay, yeah, well, that time worked out good too, right? You satisfied with that one?
Yeah, I'm good. I farted, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday, like from undergrads Toronto. Good morning, brains. Okay, so I didn't finish uploading the stuff from the Devil's Punch Bowl, which is the Silent Hill thing that I promised to upload the other day. That didn't happen yet. It is actually a huge amount of footage. It is almost 60 gigs, which is absurd. I didn't think we shot that much, but we totally did. I fucked up. My bad. I mean, I messed up. My bad. So what I'm going to do now instead is we're going to do story time, but instead of me telling a story this time, we're going to hear from someone else. Of course, my buddy over here to the left, well, this direction. We're going to get this guy to run through his story time thing, and we're going to figure it out from there. Yourself?
Alright, what's up? I'm Diego's best friend, Emil. Okay, I got a story for you guys tonight. Story time! Let's go. Quick backstory. I raved for 4 years. I was part of the drum and bass scene. I loved drum and bass music, and I stopped because the scene started to become an absolute heinous mess. A week back, with my new woman, I took her to a rave as a bit of an experiment, and the point of it was to see kind of what happened to the scene after I left and where it's at right now. Before I get into it, I'll say that it's an absolute fucking train wreck. And there's no other way to put it. Of course, I'm speaking strictly, this is an all ages event. Normally I would go to a 19+ event, so I was just visiting, I guess, a scene that I used to be a part of. So anyways, we go out to this event and we went in with an open mind. We were just trying to have some fun. We go inside and it starts out okay. It wasn't too crowded at first. And I'm seeing a lot of faces that I've never seen before in the scene. I mean, there are tons of like new ravers that have showed up. And that's cool, right? We were all young and new to it at one point. The difference is, at least from what I can tell, the maturity level has dropped even further than it was before. I'm in the rave and I'm dancing and I look over and I see these two girls. They look like they're about 14, 15, something like that. They're really young. They're talking about going outside the venue to smoke some croak. If you don't know what croak is, it's basically crack and meth mixed together in the same bowl. That's disgusting. When I was raving, nobody smoked anything like that. That's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And I think it's crazy that the new generation is getting into, you know, things like this so early. Well, anyways, we go outside for a smoke break. I'm gonna keep names out of this, out of respect, but this girl that I used to know, we're just gonna call her Samantha. Not her real name, but just gonna call her Samantha. So, Samantha comes up, and she says hi to me and my new woman, who she both knew for years prior, and we hadn't seen her in a long time. And she was kind of a sketchy girl back when we knew her, but now she's on another level. Oh, we were just sitting by the venue. We're having a smoke. I'm vaping. And she comes up to us and goes, "Hi guys, how are you doing? I haven't seen you forever. Oh my God." You know, and it was kind of, okay, it was nice to see someone old that we haven't seen in a while. So, you know, we said our hellos. And she just kind of looks up at us and goes, "Hey guys, do you need acid? Do you need shrooms? Do you need weed?" And I said, you know, no. Both of us were like, we're good. And she goes, "Oh, okay, cool, because I'm running a trap house right now. You know, except it's not a sketchy trap house. It's a pretty sparkly purple trap house with psychedelics and happy people." We just looked at her and shook our heads, and she goes, "Okay, thank you," turns her head, looks to the left, and she just goes, calls her friend, you know, "Jane, Jane," opens her mouth, you know, burps like, "Ugh," goes like, lifts her leg and just cuts a fart all at the same time. And we just looked at her and she ran off with her friends, and I looked over at my woman and she just looks at me and we just died laughing because we couldn't believe that this is where she ended up. Kind of thought about it and thought, you know, how ridiculous that she thinks that that's like an achievement or something. Like she's reached the top. She's achieved all her life goals and her dreams have come true because she's running her very own trap house. Wow, that's impressive. You know, I wish I could do that. You know, I don't know why I can't. It's just, I can't imagine doing something that fucking fantastic. Go back inside and we dance for a little bit, you know, have some fun, and kind of analyzing the room. And we have our stuff and my woman's purse are over on a bench not far from us in the rave, and we're keeping an eye on our stuff. But this kid, so we put our stuff on this bench. The room is for this rave is fairly small. It's really long but not wide. The DJ and the decks and all the lasers are kind of like at the front of the room, and it's this long kind of hall that goes back. There's a bar at the back. On the sides, all along the sides of this room, are these kind of soft kind of benches that are attached to the wall, and it's where you can go to sit if you get hot or you want to put your coat down for a second, things like that. We're kind of in the middle of the room, you know, not like far back, not near the stage, but we're just kind of, you know, right in between. and we have our stuff to the side. My woman points out that there's this really weird sketchy kid, looked like he was in his teens, kind of like looking through people's stuff, kind of keeps asking if someone's seen his jacket. Personally, like, I don't think he was looking for his jacket, he was just looking for shit to steal. At one point he sits right next to our stuff, and my woman's purse was under my sweater, and he starts lifting the purse out, and so I go over to him and I'm like, yo, what are you doing, right? And he's just like, oh, I'm just looking for my jacket. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're fucking not. So we grab our shit and go outside, figure get away from the area for a sec and just like go out for another smoke and a vape. At this point, we see another old friend. I shouldn't say friend, but someone we used to know from the rave scene when we were kind of still part of the whole thing. We're gonna call her Janet. Janet comes up and she goes, hey guys, how's it going? And of course, like, it's someone that I knew and someone that my woman knew, but we were never friends. We knew who each other was. Like, we were acquaintances basically. And she comes up and says hi, like we're such good old friends and we've known each other for so many years and had all these good times together. And she doesn't come up and say hi. She doesn't come up and go, how are you guys doing? She comes up and goes, I'm having a huge fight with my best friend and she's really angry at me because I slept with her boyfriend, and then she says that I gave him bed bugs and herpes, and now I just don't know what to do about it. And I'm scared that she's gonna come up and start a huge fight with me, and I need like one of you guys to just like be there for me. I looked at her and I was just like, yeah, nah, like it's cool, like have fucking fun with that, right? My woman kind of said the same shit and we just walked off. We're trying to be alone. At this point, we're kind of like, we're not having a bad time, like we're having fun because we're there kind of for each other and just for the rave, but you're kind of getting bad vibes just because all these people were beyond sketchy. There was no positivity anymore at this party. Go off to be alone, try to vape, just kind of be away from the crowd who's outside smoking. This whole group of kids comes over and they just kind of pile into this kind of storefront cubby thing with us without any permission or any hello, pile in and start a huge drama fest. They just start screaming at each other like, you slept with him and you slept with him and fuck you and you're a stupid cunt. It became like this hair-tugging bitch fit scratch fight thing. We're sitting there just completely nonchalantly smoking and vaping and they're just unaware of us. I don't know what the fuck if they were or not, but in my opinion they're just stupid and cracked out and didn't care. So that's about the morality level of where the scene is now. I mean, it was kind of like that before, but on a minimal level now that's just regular. I looked at my woman and I was like, are you ready to go? And she was like, absolutely. So at that point, I kind of concluded our nightly experiment and kind of left. And in conclusion, yeah, the all ages rave scene is completely dead. I mean, there was a total of 30 people in that venue for the entire night. Half of these kids had curfews and had to go home at 10 o'clock. So like basically by the time we decided to leave, there was like 10 people left in the venue and they were literally all cracked out on drugs and had no idea what they were doing. They were antisocial, nobody was friendly, nobody said hi, nobody knew how to dance anymore. I don't know what happened. I guess it's just because there's too many video games and shit these days. And yeah, like honestly, I'm not deterring the rave culture because I still think that there is fun to be had. I still had fun that night because I went for myself and for my woman and just some music. I love drum and bass. 19 plus events are definitely still great. Everyone's more mature. You don't get kids running around high as hell on random fucking substances. I mean, you get that at 19 plus parties, but people at least inform or rather have more tact about their behavior through the night. So the whole culture is still good. I personally don't go, you know, all the time to raves anymore, but if I do, it's usually to something that's for adults or people that have maturity in them. But yeah, that's my story. Story time's over. I'm gonna send you guys back to Diego.
All right, so that was Emil's story time. I'm probably gonna do a story time because I do have a story for you guys. So anyways, next time guys,